with more than 1,000 houses, mosques, and even an historic shrine destroyed. Recent fighting between Indian troops and Muslim nationalists has produced charges of many human rights abuses. In this conflict, religious identities have taken on a political definition, with some Kashmiris demanding independence for a land that was divided between India and Pakistan nearly 50 years ago. Independent journalist Suzan Mazur has traveled all through zones of conflict, including one of the world's most isolated battlegrounds, and files this report for Rights and Wrongs.
These mountains were once considered Shangri-La. But today they are the site for a high-tech war, sometimes fought in the clouds, costing more than $1 million a day. With little media attention, Pakistan and India have been firing at each other in a corner of Kashmir known as the Siachen Glacier. It's partly a war over who will control the natural resources. The northern areas are rich in minerals: iron ore, marble, rubies. A tribe still pans the Indus River for gold. Kashmir was once a princely state, ruled by its own Maharaja. Now it is contested ground with its own independence movement, spurred by Islamic fervor. This was the mosque at Sharar Sharif, which was burned to the ground, Kashmiris say, by Indian forces engaged in suppressing a growing rebellion. But the Indians blame militants. Many Kashmiris have told me they are fighting to win their country back.
Less than freedom, we want nothing.
The Indian government views Kashmiri guerrillas like these as terrorists and surrogates for Pakistan. The Indian government says that Kashmir is theirs, including portions controlled by Pakistan and China, although there is official talk now about some new form of autonomy. On a recent trip to the Pakistan-controlled areas, Pakistani officials told me they have no designs on Kashmir. Kashmiris don't always trust them either. This military officer reported that ordinary people are the victims.
That enemy dominates and fire on vehicles, on foot movements, even women, children, old people, no one can move.
It is being done by them. हम जा सकते नहीं बंदियां को छिड़का में गोली लगी जेड़े असले इस चाई आसन को रस्ते आसे और ਅਸੀਂ क्या करना है रस्ते का क्या करना ना दौड़े जुड़े ना
27,000 people make their home in the Neelam Valley. Many live a human rights nightmare.
इंडियन वालों में रॉकेट लॉन्चर मारा तो हाथ जख्मी हुए और पाँव भी जख्मी हुए, पेट भी जख्मी हुए।
अच्छा, ये हाथ कट गए?
जी, हाथ भी कट गए, आँख भी ज़रा होगी, पेट भी।
अस्पताल में कितना अर्सा रही?
4 माह।
Gang raped. These girls living in tents in a refugee camp in Muzaffarabad say they were raped by Indian troops.
तो अंदर 40-50 कुछ के हाल में और मेरी इज्जत भी ना रही, मुझे होश भी ना रहा। मुझे जब होश आया तो मैं जंगल में थी, पता नहीं उधर किसने मुझे डाला था। तो उधर से मैं हाथ पाँव लगा के 10 दिन के बाद हमने बॉर्डर क्लास की तो पाकिस्तानी फौज ने मिलाकर अस्पताल में डाला।
On the Indian side of Kashmir, where I traveled in the fall of 1993, I found similar complaints of mistreatment. This 13-year-old Kashmiri boy was left for dead by Indian government forces who entered his home at 1 a.m. looking for militants. He was hit with 7 bullets. One entered his chest and went through his body, lodging in the base of his spine. This boy can no longer walk. The Indian government denies charges of abuse. They contend that religious fundamentalism and outside agitators are driving the insurgency.
And on the other hand,
many Muslims speak of their religion in more positive terms.
That Islam is a religion for peace and prosperity and the human brotherhood.
As I toured the foothills and valleys of Kashmir, it became clear that this conflict will deepen unless the international community does more to bring the parties together, to protect human rights, and to help the Kashmiris determine their own future. This is Suzan Mazur for Rights and Wrongs.
You are watching Rights and Wrongs, Human Rights Television.
In some parts of the world, we welcome viewer responses and suggestions. Please write us, or you can reach us via email at The Well, an online service linked to the Internet. Rights and Wrongs also now has a homepage on the World Wide Web. I'm Charlene Hunter-Gault. Thank you for watching Rights and Wrongs.
Principal funding for Rights and Wrongs has been provided by the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, Open Society Institute, and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Rights and Wrongs welcomes your written comments and suggestions. You can also order a transcript for $5 or a video cassette for $24.95 by writing to the Global Center, P.O. Box 311, Radio City Station, New York, New York 10101. Send checks or money orders only. Credit card holders call 1-800-541-2535.